Most people pray from earth to heaven. They cry upward, hoping God hears and sends something down. But that's not how the kingdom works. See, you were never designed to pray up to heaven. You were designed to pray from heaven into the earth. And that shift changes everything. Because when you pray from heaven to earth, you stop begging and you start governing. You stop asking and start announcing. So let's unpack this. When you pray from earth to heaven, you're praying from the perspective of lack. You're saying, God, I don't have this. Please send it. You see yourself beneath, trying to get heaven's attention. But when you pray from heaven to earth, you're praying from the perspective of possession. You're standing in the realm of completion, and you're releasing what already exists into physical form. That's why Jesus never prayed to heaven. He prayed from oneness. He said, I only do what I see the Father doing. He didn't ask for authority. He spoke from authority. Ephesians 2:6 says, we are seated with Christ in heavenly places. That means right now, not after death, but right now, your true position is in heaven. So every time you pray, you're not a desperate human trying to reach God. You're a spiritual being enforcing heaven's decree on earth. When Jesus taught us to pray, he said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This wasn't a request, it was a blueprint. He was teaching us how to release heaven's pattern into the physical world. You're not trying to convince God. You're co-creating with him. You see, the prayer of earth to heaven, it sounds like this. Lord, please heal me. But the prayer of heaven to earth says, wholeness manifests now in alignment with the finished work of Christ. The prayer of earth to heaven says, God, please open the door. But heaven to earth says, I decree the door is open because favor has already gone before me. The difference isn't arrogance, it's awareness. Earth to heaven prayers beg for what's missing, but heaven to earth prayers broadcast what's complete. One comes from fear, the other comes from oneness. When you pray from heaven to earth, you're operating from identity, not insecurity. You recognize I'm not separated from heaven. I am its expression in this dimension. You're the conduit, not the consumer. You're the porter, not the petitioner. Heaven is not up there. Heaven is in you. Jesus said it like this: the kingdom of God is within you. That means every decree, every prayer, every word is heaven trying to materialize itself through your mouth. You're not waiting on heaven. Heaven is waiting on you to speak as it. So how do you shift into the mode of praying? Here's the framework. First, recenter your position. Before you pray, stop and remind yourself, I am seated in heavenly places. And then breathe until you feel that authority. 2, see it as already done. Visualize from the end, not toward it. You're observing what already exists in spirit and calling it into alignment here. 3, speak from completion. Don't ask for what's finished. Announce it. Your words are creative, not speculative. 4, release, then rest. Once you've declared it, stop worrying. Heaven doesn't hustle. It simply is. So let's anchor this right now. I want you to say this out loud and really mean it. I am seated in heavenly places. I don't beg for what's already mine. I speak from heaven into earth. I decree alignment, manifestation, and divine order now. Did you feel that shift? See, that's the power of perspective. You just move from the posture of asking to the posture of authority. From hoping for heaven to hosting heaven. When you finally understand this, prayer stops being an emergency call and becomes an energy release. You don't say, Lord, come down. You release what's within. You start living like a king who legislates and not a servant who begs. So from now on, when you pray, don't reach up, stand in, and speak out. Because heaven isn't a place you go to. It's a position you pray from.